A disturbing new report about President Obama's possible pick for labor secretary. Justice Department official Thomas Perez is on the short list to replace Hilda Solis, but Perez has some controversial connections. He was reportedly instrumental in the decision to dismiss the case against the new Black Panther Party back in 2008. Remember the alleged intimidation in Philadelphia? Back on Election Day in 2008. Perez denies politics played a role in that decision, but our next guest says he has a long history of dishonesty and racism. John Fund is the co-author of the book Who's Counting, and he joins us live now. Good morning to you.
I meant radicalism. I don't believe Tom Perez is a racist.
All right. Radical. Thank you. Tell us about an Inspector General report that just came out within the last 12 hours.
Well, he's a radical's radical, and what I think we found in this Inspector General's report is that he has presided over a civil rights division of the Department of Justice that has been way tilted to the left. He himself comes very much from the left. He used to be president of Casa de Maryland, which was an immigration advocacy group that advocated no enforcement of any of our immigration laws whatsoever. Now, the Inspector General's report is significant because the Inspector General is appointed by Obama himself.
Sure.
So normally they tend to paper over these things. To have Perez so criticized for his actions as head of the Justice Department's division is astonishing. And for him to be considered labor secretary, where lots of decisions are made on whether or not companies are going to be allowed to create jobs, is very troubling.
I just read an item in the Washington Post about how generally he's just a lousy lawyer, but also I read one report that said he's a supporter of Sharia law.
I haven't gone into that part of it yet, but I'll tell you this. The report that the Justice Department put out confirms what a federal judge concluded recently, which is that when Perez was giving testimony on the new Black Panther case, he's directly contradicted the written record. In other words, he misled people. And for someone to literally have problems with the truth when they're testifying under oath and then to be potentially nominated for a cabinet appointment is just beyond the pale.
I got a feeling you don't think this guy's qualified for the job.
I think he may be qualified for the job, but his views are so far out of the mainstream, and he is a bad lawyer. He keeps getting slapped down by courts all over the country, including a court in South Carolina recently that forced him to pay the state's legal bills. It was such a shoddy case. I think the Senate would have no choice but to seriously consider mounting a filibuster and stopping this nomination if it's made.
Interesting. All right. It's all about Thomas Perez, who could be our next labor secretary or not. John Fund, we thank you very much.